So I think my earliest memory of you is having you go to all of my dance recitals, even as a little girl. And probably when you were pregnant with Whitney, I remember being so excited for that. And I just remember you always being there and taking me to dance class. So that's probably the earliest memory I
The
have of you.
earliest memory that I have with you, Mom, is I mean, there's probably an earlier one, but this is kind of one of my favorite earlier memories from when I was little. I didn't go to school because I was sick. I don't know if I was really sick or not, but I stayed home with you and we watched The Sound of Music, and you made me food, and I don't know, it was just I just remember I loved that day, and I loved watching The Sound of Music with you. I still love that movie because of you. And I remember I wanted you to do my hair. I don't remember the girl's name, but she had like two braids going up the side of her head, and I really wanted my hair like that. So you did my hair like that day. And then I went in my room and played and pretended like I was in The Sound of Music. But I do remember that day, and that's maybe not the earliest memory I have, but it is an early memory that I will always
The
remember.
earliest memory I have of you, it's hard to pinpoint one because I have, a few, whether it be helping out with the Cub Scouts. Um, but I think one that I really remember, I don't know whether it's because you were in it or I love baseball, maybe both. But you going to all my baseball games and cheering for me, and I would always count on uh, looking over to you, and you'd have your camera ready, and you're just so supportive with that, and it made it a lot more fun knowing that you were there rooting me on, and you'd catch me picking my nose in the outfield, or I'd be on first base scratching my nuts or something. But those are the earliest, I guess, the earliest
So
memory I have
my
of you.
earliest memory of you is probably when you were my primary teacher, and basically I was really excited every week to go to church and go to primary. So that was fun.
I think the funniest memory that I have with you is probably just everything. A lot of the times we'll be talking about something, or there'll be a commercial on, or there'll be someone had said something, and you'll make this really slick, like under the radar comment, and no one really catches it. But then when we think back on it, it's just absolutely hysterical. So I love that about you, is that you're not trying to be funny, but you are. Or maybe you are trying to be funny, but we just don't recognize it as that, and it makes it even funnier. So for me, those are the funniest moments, especially when we're all together, and if someone misses it and we repeat what you said, then it's even twice as funny. So I think those are probably the funniest moments that I've had with you.
So I was gonna think of a funny memory, but really all that can pop into my mind is when the whole family is together. I think it's hilarious when you laugh, especially because when you're really laughing, you laugh really, really hard and your eyes start to water, and that makes all of us laugh even harder. So that's, I didn't think of one funny memory, but I just really enjoy when we're all together laughing and you're just laughing hysterically hard that you're crying, which I actually do that too. I get watery eyed when I laugh really hard. So that was, you know, something that I thought of.
So a funny memory I have of you is definitely when we were watching TV, just you and I, back home or back in California, and we were watching some commercial came on, and I think it was a lifeguard or something, but the guy was in a Speedo, and I was explaining to you why I would never wear a Speedo, how it's totally embarrassing. You could totally, it's just too revealing, and you were laughing about that. You thought it was funny, and then it switched commercials, and I think you still were laughing about it, thinking that it was funny, and I think it was either a commercial about a zoo, or I think a bear was in it, something like that. And I said, "Geez, look at this big guy," and you thought I was still talking about me in a Speedo, and it was hilarious. So we were both busting up, and I've never heard you laugh that hard. It was hysterical. So that's probably the funniest memory I have
Well,
of
I don't have any real specific funny memories, but um, something I just find funny about you is that when we're watching TV or a commercial or something, you just make some funny comment that I don't know, maybe we don't catch or something, but it's funny.
Chocolate. You love chocolate. Chocolate's probably the thing that you love the most. Just kidding. You probably love your family the most. I think that you love really hard, and that's a quality that I really admire about you, is how much you love all of us unconditionally. So I think what you love the most is family.
Your passion for photography. I know me and Brandon, especially, we always, kind of made fun of you a little bit for taking pictures of the random things and always wanting to take pictures of this and that. But now that I look back, I'm so glad that we have all of those pictures, and that's all because of you. And I can show my kids one day, and show my family one day of all the memories that I had. And the pictures keep the memories going forever. So I really do love that, even though, it was a little ridiculous when you would take the pictures of the squirrels. But hey, I guess squirrels are cute.
I think something that you love most, and I'm sure we all said this because it's so true, is I think what you love most is when we're happy and successful, and you know you're always checking in on us, which I think is great. You're always making sure that everything's okay, and if we're happy, I believe that makes you happy. So I think that's probably what you love most, is just making sure that your family's happy and everything's good with us.
I think you love most is just to make us happy all the time, and just to make sure that we don't have anything wrong.
I remember the event that I was most excited to tell you about being when I found out that I was pregnant with Sadie. That's probably the most excited I've ever been in my life, and actually I called you before I called Josh because I was that excited. I just wanted you to know that, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. There's gonna be a grandkid. So I think that was probably one of the things that I was the most excited to include you in, at least in my life so far.
An event in my life that I could not wait to tell my mom about was when I was going to try out for a dance team captain. She was there, and I got the acceptance when I was announced as a dance team captain, but I couldn't wait to tell her after the tryout how it had gone. I was really proud of myself and really excited, and she did help me, encourage me, and I couldn't wait to tell her about how it had went. And it obviously went good because I got the position. And another thing that recently happened that I could not wait to tell my mom about, or that I could not wait to tell you about, was that Jeremy got driver at UPS. I know you'd been waiting for it for a long time, as well as I have in him, and I know that you were rooting for him also because that is part of my life as well, and we were all rooting for him, and you were just there for support, and it meant a lot, and it meant a lot to him, and it meant a lot as well to me. I know that's not something that specifically happened to me, but it does involve me, and you were always rooting for him and asking about it, so I was really, really, really excited to tell you when he finally got the call. You were actually the first person that I was allowed to tell, so.
Okay, so an event I remember that I could not wait to tell you was definitely getting a ring for Ryan. I literally called you right before and right after I went and got the ring. Nobody else was on my mind to talk to about it. You were the first person I thought of. I was able to call you and talk to you about it, and just kind of just show you how happy I was, and that was definitely a huge thing in my life that I was so excited to tell you, and I'm glad I did, and I was able to talk with you and get your advice, and so that's probably the biggest event that I've had that I wanted to share.
One thing that I was really excited to tell you about was when I was invited to join AVID, and that was really a cool experience, especially since my AVID teacher was going to be my 6th grade science teacher.
I think the greatest quality that I possess that I can attribute to receiving from you, Mom, is probably your strength or your tenacity. You're very much a go-getter. when you want something or when something needs to be done, you're very strong and you go after it until the problem's resolved. And I think that that's probably one thing that I've really been able um, to get from you. And I think that's probably the greatest quality that I can attribute in myself that I've gotten from you.
A quality that I possess that I can attribute to my mom. I'm not there yet, but I am getting stronger. I'm getting a backbone. I'm defending myself, and when something's not right, I'm able to let it be known rather than just stay quiet. And I feel like my mom is really good at that. She's really good at if something isn't right, she's not just going to let it slide by, I guess. Like if, someone's cussing around children, that's not okay. And I usually would have been like, oh, just don't say anything. But you know what? It's not okay. It's not polite. And I actually really love how my mom will stand up for that and how she will, just defend what's right.
So some great qualities that I possess that I can attribute to you is obviously I'm extremely good looking. So, come on, babe. Ryan's in here if you didn't know. So like I said, I'm extremely good looking, and I can attribute half of that to you. I gotta give Dad some credit. But a big portion of that is definitely to you, and no, but really, an attribute that I guess I can see in myself. I tend to put, I feel like I tend to put others before myself, and I know that may be totally wrong, but I think if when I do, or if I do, it could definitely be attributed to you, because one great quality that you have, probably going on to another question, but one great quality that you have is you're always willing to put down whatever you're doing to help out, whether it be a friend or a family member, one of us, and so that's one quality I hope I have, I think I do, and if I do, it's attributed to you, so thanks for that.
I think really from you I've gotten a really good ability to be persistent in things, like my work, my schoolwork, and I really think if you hadn't kept bugging me about stuff, probably wouldn't have as good grades as I do.
What attribute of mom do you want to be more like, and why? Is probably selflessness. She really puts everyone before herself, her kids, and sometimes I can be a little selfish. We all know this. So that is probably an attribute that I would want, that my mom possesses. She always, shows her love for everyone and puts others before herself, and I need to do that as well. And she does have a positive outlook, and especially lately I hadn't had a positive outlook, and she definitely talked to me and helped me find my positive outlook, and I feel so much better because of that.
So a quality or an attribute that you have that I would love to have more of would definitely be your willingness to forgive so easy. I feel like I've butt heads with you a lot in the past, and I still do. I'm still a punk, but it's honestly as simple as me going down and apologizing and giving you a hug that you completely drop it, and it's probably your motherly instinct or something like that. But that's something I really wish I could have more of, and I think is an amazing quality that you have, is your willingness to forgive so easy. And I think it's such a Christ-like thing, and such an amazing gift that you have that a lot of people don't possess. So that's definitely something that I'd like to have more of that you have.
I really want to be able to, whenever I'm in front of someone, at least to appear just really positive, like you, and just seem happy when people are around me.
I think what I admire most about you, Mom, is your ability to just love us unconditionally. I'm always drawing parallels between the love that the Savior has for us and then the love that you have for us. I feel like you would love us unconditionally. I feel like no matter what we did, you'd still love us. I mean, we've all made mistakes, all of us. Me less than everyone else. Don't you forget it. But we've all made mistakes, and I certainly appreciate the fact that you just love us so unconditionally.
Something that I want you to know that I admire about you, I admire your supportiveness and how you're always there for your children, especially me lately with all of my health problems. You've been there for me to talk to you when I need you, because it's been very hard. Even when I call at 3 a.m., you answer the phone. And you just always are making sure on the daily that I'm okay and giving me support. Another thing is that you're very loving, which that kind of also goes with the support. You always put your family first, and another thing that I admire about you are your morals. You set the bar high for me. I do want to be a mom like you someday. So thank you for that, and thank you for your great example.
What I really admire about you is that you always try to make sure that nothing's wrong, that we are always like doing good in anything we're doing at the time. It's because it's really helps out with when I am having a difficult time with something.
I think Dad loves you for everything. I don't think there's a part of you that Dad would say that he doesn't like. He'd probably say it's for your body. Sorry, Dad. But I think he loves you for everything. I think if we were to ask him, he'd have a hard time trying to say something that he doesn't love about you. So I think that Dad just loves everything about you.
So what I think that Dad loves most about you is how much you care for us and how much you're there for us. Whether it's, when I got hit in the head at school with a rock in what grade? First grade. You were there in a heartbeat. I just remember getting hit in the head with a rock, walking to the nurse, and then you were already there. They had already called you, and you were there and super fast. And you really wanted to find out who that was. Who threw rocks and hit me in the head. And so they ended up calling, I think this was because of you, they ended up calling I just remember that the kid had spiky hair, so they called every kid in the school that had spiky hair. But we never found the kid, but I just remember you were determined to find the kid just so he knew, do not throw rocks because this is what could happen. But anyways, I think that Dad loves that you're there for us, and you're also there for him, and you support him 100%. I feel like with work, church, his church callings, you're very supportive, and you're always very friendly to people, and for a spouse to get along with others is a good thing.
So what Dad loves most about you would definitely be your love for us, for your children, and probably your love for the church. But just, I definitely think it would be your love for us, and how much you care for us. And he's always telling me that you're my biggest fan, and it's so true. And I think he loves that about you, that you really care for us and take care of us. And I think that's, to me, that's a great quality as well.
I really think you and Dad just love each other because of your personalities. You're really always just happy with each other, don't argue a lot, so I think that's just, you know when to stop pushing.
I think that my mom loves my dad because of first of all, his silliness. He's really silly, and he makes everybody laugh, and he's really outgoing. Another thing that I think is really important to her is that he's strong in the church, and I know that was always a requirement for her, and she went after that and got a really great guy. And I also think that she loves that he keeps the romance alive, takes her on dates at least once a week. You better still be doing that, Dad. And that's definitely something that I hope that Jeremy and I can do when we get married, is go on dates once a week, because you know, you got to keep the romance alive, and I can definitely tell that your guys' love is stronger than ever, and it just keeps growing, and that's what I think that my mom loves about my dad.
So Mom loves Dad because he has the same sense of humor as me, definitely. Um, he is a funny guy. He's also extremely hardworking and just a great dad, and I don't think anybody's more deserving of him than you. I think you guys are great together. You guys are both hard workers, and yeah, I think you guys are perfect together. I don't know what else.
I think your biggest strengths, Mom, are the fact that you are strong. You're very strong, and you're super supportive. I love how much you support us. You always take the time to think about us or to check on us. I mean, I live down the street, and you're always asking me whether I'm picking up Sadie, or on the weekends, hey, what are you doing? How are you? Is everything okay? I love that you're always checking in on us, and that you love us so unconditionally, and how strong you are. You're so strong, Mom, and I don't think that you realize how strong you are. And I also admire the fact that you're so hardworking. You know, you work from home now, and you're at work all the time, and you don't really get to walk away from it, but I admire that you're such a hard worker.
Some of your strengths, I would say that you're very selfless, I guess would be the word. You think about others before you think about yourself, and that is a great quality to have, and again, that's something I admire. You're also very protective of us. You know, if somebody got picked on in school, or was treated badly, or even got in a car accident, or you were always there to be the protector and kind of guide us about what we should do.
Okay, so your biggest strengths, definitely, there's so many I can think of, but I think one, and it may sound kind of funny, but it's honestly, I'm serious, is your ability to put up with the kids that you have. We are the biggest, stupidest troublemakers, the rowdiest. We're just a bunch of brats, and somehow you've managed to not get gray hairs. And I know that you don't dye your hair; it's naturally blonde. But somehow you've been able to put up with us, and you've been such a great mom. Even through the really bad times, I put you through a lot. And I could laugh about it, but I really did. And I think it's amazing that you've been able to stay such a great mom through all that. And, another great strength, you're extremely hardworking. You're very persistent, and you're just, the way you're able to balance those two, I think, is really amazing, and I'm really grateful for that.
So I think one of your biggest strengths is that you're very persistent, and you have a good work ethic, and you just want to make sure that you get everything you need to do done, and don't stop until you do.
I think the events that I look forward to sharing with you the most are probably things that would be upcoming in my life, especially when I eventually find someone that might be my one and only. I look forward to being able to share weddings with you, the birth of more children with you. I think those are the memories that people hang on to, or that mean the most to people. So I certainly look forward to including you in things like that in my life.
The events in my life that I look forward to sharing with my mom, well, obviously, when I get engaged, can't wait. She's going to be the first person I tell. When I get married, she's going to be there, when I try on the dress, when I find the dress, planning everything. And then also when I have kids. She's already such a great grandma to Sadie, and I just see how she treats Sadie, and I just can't wait for her to treat my kids like that, and for them to have such a good grandma. I can't wait for that. So that's definitely, those are definitely the life events that I look forward to sharing with my mom and for her being there.
So some events in the future I'm really excited to share with you and be able to experience with you, and would definitely be, Ryan, getting married to Ryan in the next month. I'm really excited about that. And, I know it's a big thing for not only me and her, and our families, but especially the moms like you, and I'm grateful that you're so encouraging, and you're so loving, and just very, very involved, and you really care. So I'm really grateful for that, and not grateful. So I'm really looking forward to that, and yeah, I guess that's the soonest event I could think of. Maybe children in the future. You're an amazing, grandmother to Sadie, and I'm excited for that too.
So I'm really looking forward to just growing up and going through my life with you and your advice and guidance.
For Mother's Day, I just wish that you have the best rest of this year that you can have. I wish you health. I wish you success. I wish you just financial freedom. I wish you everything good in your life, Mom. I know that you wish the best for us, and I certainly wish the best for you. And on this Mother's Day, I hope that you just feel loved by us. And I wish that you just have. Now this one's difficult. How do I feel about you? I don't think words can express how I feel about you, Mom. I think I feel a tremendous gratitude for you. You're always there for me, no matter what. And I'm just grateful. So I think probably gratitude would just be how I sum up my relationship with you. I'm just so grateful for everything that you do for me, whether it be watching Sadie after school or just being there. So thank you. I love you, and happy Mother's Day.
And then my wish for you on Mother's Day would be that I hope you know how loved you are. You're my rock, you're my best friend, and I don't know where I would be without you. I love you, and thank you for being there for every stepping stone in my life. Even if you're in Texas, it's like you're here as much as you can be with me. When I bought my first car, you were there. I called you, every 10 minutes because I had questions. With all the doctor's visits I've had and all the stuff I've had to learn, taking care of myself, you've still been there. And I really wish I was there today. But I know that the rest of the family will be spoiling you, and I know that Dad's going to make this amazing video for you, and that you're going to feel super loved, I hope, because that's the goal, and we all want you to know that. We love you so much, Mom. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, or sometimes there's fights or whatever, but they always say, what do they say? Your mom's gonna be your best friend when you're older, and when you're a teenager you don't think that, but it's definitely true, and I'm 100% agreeable with that, because you are my best friend, and I wish I could make you breakfast in bed. That's something that maybe I didn't like as a teenager because I didn't like getting up early, but it is a memory, and it is a tradition that I hope that my family in the future can carry. Making breakfast in bed for Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever it is. So I hope they make you breakfast in bed. If not, whoops, sorry guys that I even put that in her head. But I love you, Mom, and I hope you have an amazing day, and know how much we love you.
What I want to wish you for Mother's Day. I want to wish that in the future, not just today, I wish that, almost every day, it could feel like Mother's Day, and you could be spoiled, and you can be appreciated, and because you really do a lot. And so I guess for Mother's Day, I'd wish you, happiness, and in love in the future, and I just wish the best for you, and I wish you could know how much we really do appreciate you, even though sometimes it may not seem like it as Whitney texts me. But yeah, to end off, I guess, these questions with everybody, I wanted to say how much we love you, and how much I love you, and how grateful I am that you put up with me, because I know I'm still growing, I'm still maturing, and I'm still a punk, and I'm grateful for you putting up with that, and really giving me great advice, and making sure I hear you. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to give this video to you, Dad. Dad's done it again. You're probably in tears right now. And I'm just grateful I can give this to you, because I know it'll mean a lot to you, and I hope you really do cherish this and realize that we really do, mean the things we're saying, and I really do. I love you so much, and I honestly can't thank you enough. Yeah.
So I hope you have an awesome Mother's Day, and that every day in the future also feels like a Mother's Day, and that you can continue to live with love in your life. I can't really imagine life without you, because I really probably wouldn't exist, but really, I really appreciate that. Really love you, and I appreciate that you're always there for me, and that you can always help me with anything I need. I love you, and I'm glad I got the chance to help make this for you, because you deserve it, and I hope you have a happy Mother's Day, Mom.
I love you, Nana, and that I like that you take me to Valero, and that I can stay at your house, and you're the best too. When you came to visit me in California, I actually really, really, really liked it. And that you took me to Disneyland too. I love you, Nana.
Okay, well, I'm going to try this selfie video here, and we'll see how this comes out. I guess on this Mother's Day, I wanted to make sure that you knew that you are loved, that you have kids that do love you, and a lot of the good things that they have in them are because of you. I've just been lucky to be on the ride, but I wanted you to know that I agree with everything they said. Your love for the kids is evident in everything you do. You have been a wonderful mother, and I know that you don't feel that sometimes. But I want you to know that I recognize it. Oh, we have our faults. We have our disagreements. But I am grateful to be your husband. And I am grateful that you are the mother of my children. So having said all of this, I want to wish you on this Mother's Day happy Mother's Day, that you will not only have breakfast in bed, but a great day, and that you might always look back on this and look at this often and remember that you are blessed and that we have been blessed greatly. I'm very proud of these children. I am. I love them with all my heart, and I am grateful for you, because none of us would be the people that we are today without you. Happy Mother's Day. I love you.
you.